Hi, how are you today? I hope everything is going well for you. In today's algebra, we will talk a little bit about how we can stay organized and productive, especially when we have a lot of things to do, like running errands or preparing for important meetings. Are you ready? Let's get started. Sometimes we have so many things on our plate that it's hard to keep track of everything. For example, let's say you need to buy something at a supermarket and you also need to stop by the bank. Can you do it all in one trip? Or is it better to plan everything at banks? Here's a question for you. Can you stop by the supermarket and buy something? If you're like me, you might also need to check what's on sale or find something that is worth buying. You don't want to waste your money, right? Now, imagine that you have an important meeting, but your colleague is always late. What time would you show up to the meeting? Would you try to be early or just show up when you can? Sometimes when people show up late, it can cause problems. For example, if you invited someone for 8 o'clock but they didn't show up until 9:30, it can be really frustrating. So here's another question. Can you show up a little bit earlier next time? It's always better to be prepared and on time, especially if it is something important. Speaking of important things, I want to talk about staying focused. If you have a big opportunity like a job interview or a big project, can you concentrate on this opportunity? Sometimes it's hard to focus, especially when you're dealing with distractions. For example, if you have to deal with a lot of things at once, it can be really overwhelming. But if you really focus, you can make things work. You can make things work. Focus is key when you want to succeed. Now, let's talk about the different situation. Sometimes there are misunderstandings between people. Have you ever had a conversation where someone didn't understand what you meant? What do you mean when you say something? It's important to communicate clearly, especially when it's something that can affect your work or relationships. For example, if you said something and someone misunderstood, you could say, "Did you understand everything I'm saying?" It's always good to double check, right? So, to wrap this one up, we've talked about managing tasks, staying organized, and focusing on important opportunities. Excuse me, I'm sorry. These are all things that can help us succeed in our daily lives. Can you stop complaining about things not going as planned? It's very important to stop complaining about things that are not going as planned. Instead, focus on solutions and what you can do to improve the situation. Remember, no matter what you're doing today, whether it's running errands, getting ready for an interview, or simply trying to make it through a busy day, you've got this. To make it through a busy day means to do the things you have to do during the day and get to the end of the day. So, simply trying to make it through a busy day, you've got this means it's possible you can do it. Focus, stay positive, and everything will turn out right. Thanks for listening, and I hope this was helpful for you. The power of preparation. When we plan ahead, we save time and reduce stress. In English, we can practice this idea by using phrases like, "Can you stop by the supermarket and buy something?" This simple request shows how organizing your day, even with small tasks, can lead to bigger success. Preparation makes everything run smoother, whether it's a trip to the store or an important business meeting. It's really important to think of small ways to organize your day in English. Clear communication prevents misunderstandings. Sometimes what we say isn't always what people hear. Clear communication, especially in English, can make a huge difference. For example, what do you mean? It's a simple question that can open a conversation and clear up confusion. You can practice questions like, can you explain that again? I'm sorry, I didn't quite catch that. That will help you feel more comfortable when you are asking for a clarification. That's going to be essential for fluency because it removes the fear of misunderstanding. The importance of showing up. In both life and business, showing up matters. Whether it's a meeting, an interview, or a casual gathering. If you are punctual and present is vital. It's really important. Phrases like, can you show up a little bit earlier, reminds us that timing can make all the difference in how we have perceived. Have students. It's important to role-play situations where you need to confirm attendance, such as interviews, appointments. You can discuss why punctuality is valued in various cultures and contexts. The value of constructive feedback. Feedback helps us grow. In a workplace or in personal relationships, asking for and providing constructive feedback, it's important skill. The questions, what would you say if you were me, shows how we can approach feedback and make better decisions. To wrap this one up, remember, every step you take in learning English brings you closer to mastering it. Keep practicing, stay curious, and don't be afraid to make mistakes along the way. You've got this.